All right, this is good news. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Inside Star Citizen Review. It looks like we're going to be focusing on missions here, and it says get ready for mission overload with over 60 new missions launching in Alpha 4.1.1. I think that we're going to get back to instability because of this. I'm glad because they were getting a little bare bones, but they were because obviously what we're dealing with is while static server meshing is working pretty decently, dynamic server mesh is still on the table and being experimented with. So we're in this musical chairs phase where they can only put so many object containers in and have the server have to relay the information. And the more object containers there are, the more communication errors there are, the more instability there is. So there's this constant kind of musical chairs, for lack of a better analogy, that I'm trying to get you to visualize what's happening as they stress test the servers. So it's interesting to me that they're going to be adding 60 now. Out of the 60, probably 3 will work. But I am hopeful, as I am a positive person, which you have to be if you've been on this journey for over 10 years. So let's see what we're talking about here.
I like making missions because it's an intellectual challenge and it's a creative challenge. I like playing through the content and seeing things through a player's eyes and trying to craft an experience.
Do you think players like missions?
I hope players like missions. In Alpha 4.1.1, we are going to be dropping about 60 new missions, and it's going to be our biggest drop since 4.0. Let's start with our big headliner, Hunt the Polaris. Hunt the Polaris is a mission where the Frontier fighters have stolen a UEE Polaris, which was bound for Invictus, and they're trying to escape with it and get it back to Pirate. Your job is to stop them.
We can't let them get away.
In order to stop them, you are chasing them around Stanton. You have to search for them, you have to ambush them, you have to defend other ships from them as well as they continue on their path to Pyro.
When you encounter the Polaris, it won't be alone. It will have some Frontier fighter friends as backup.
Good.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Larger
What's
mission.
really cool about this mission is you don't even have to do it alone.
The Polaris quantumed away.
The UE have sent their own guys as well, and there's a hammerhead that, if you keep alive, will help keep you alive too. I think it'll be a really good test of just how strong your friends are, and yourself too.
Next, there are 12 different patrol contracts split between Headhunters and Foxwell.
The Foxwell being the faction that gives you the legal version of these missions.
Call them out when you see them.
Headhunters
How you
will
doing,
give
buddy?
you the illegal version.
Foxwell Enforcement, they've hit hard times, so their background checks and whoever they hire is a bit more loosey-goosey.
Headhunters are now operating.
Dude, that is the best thumbnail right here.
Or loosey-goosey.
Headhunters are now operating for the first time in Stanton. The Headhunters want you to patrol an area of space that they consider their own and make sure their interests are allowed to operate safely.
The patrol missions in 4.1.1 are a little different than our standard missions. We wanted a mission that was not linear. You will go to a point throughout space, and it will randomly generate between our pool of current objectives. Currently, there's 4 objectives that it can generate between. So you'll go to point number 1. It will pick between one of those 4 objectives for you to complete. Once you complete it, it will send you to another point in space where it will generate another objective, and so on until you've completed 3 points.
Scans are showing
I like the idea of this. This is
Objective 1 is a
going back to
traditional
Wing
kill all the
Commander.
ships that appear. That doesn't really require any more explanation. Objective 2 is protect a ship that's under attack from the bad guys. Objective 3 is a new objective called Search and Destroy. And Objective 4 is what we're calling the empty objective,
Not seeing anything.
where you show up and actually nothing happens. I have to say that so people don't think it's a bug. Search and Destroy is a new objective that we've created. We wanted an objective that was less heavy on combat.
The player will go to the location and they'll receive a certain number of areas to discover. It's up to the player to go there and ping and scan with their ship scanners and discover what's going to happen. The player may discover friendly probe, that's one of the UEEs. You're just going there to make sure it's all operational.
Everything is in order.
Or you may discover that there's a hostile one. It's been hacked by another organization and you're there to destroy it.
Seems this satellite's been hacked by outlaws. We're gonna have to take it out.
In some cases, if you destroy it, then the people who own the satellite won't be very happy with you, so they'll QT in and start attacking you.
Target destroyed.
We're hoping that if this mission goes over well, we can slowly add to that pool to make Patrol a sort of mission that will continue to expand upon until we have, say, 15 or 20 random objectives that can trigger. But really, we're only going to do that if you guys like it, so let us know how you feel.
If this functions the way that it should, I absolutely love this idea. Like having multiple missions populating where you're patrolling. The only thing better is if you could actually fight for the other side and patrol for the other side and have these PvE VP missions. You're starting to see, especially with Arc Raiders and other games that are employing this PvE VP, that it's becoming much more popular and a better way to balance both PvE and PvP players to get involved in things together, where they stop fighting with one another and saying that PvE is better or PvP is better, blah, 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 blah. I like this PvE VP approach if it's done correctly and it's balanced properly. And if they do it where people can populate multiple missions and there's multiple patrols and you can go for both sides, I think that's a winning recipe right there. So that's awesome.
I'm Lucas Baransko, but my students call me Gilly.
Longtime players might remember Gilly from the tutorial from way back in the day. Gilly is a very experienced combat veteran. It was really good to have him in the game the first time round.
Gilly also appears in 3 new Invictus training exercises
Good
where
old Gilly.
you'll be able to be shown what a patrol mission could be like.
Prepare to engage.
This is not a tutorial, but it is a series of increasingly difficult combat scenarios.
These 3 missions are so that the player can feel like they're part of the UEE, so that they can get a taste of what it's like to be part of the organization that protects Stanton.
Congrats on completing another part of your course.
These are just here while the Invictus event is on to add a little bit more flavor.
There are also now 12 new ambush contracts, also split between Foxwell and Headhunters.
An ambush mission is where you lie in wait for your target to appear before striking them fast and hard.
So it's a mission for...
No, for tactical masterminds. So Foxwell is giving these ambush missions because they are being paid by outside contractors to take down dangerous individuals around the Phantom and Pyro systems, which are causing trouble for their clients.
Nice. Done.
And Handhunters, well, they just ambush anyone. They want stuff.
When you get to the ambush location, you will be asked to hide inside a new high emission zone.
Which means that the enemy can't detect you when they jump in. So first there's a wave of scouts that shows up, and they're going to scan for their valuable transport to arrive on time. And since they don't detect you, they give the all clear. The target arrives, and that's the moment you jump out of the high emission zone, which will make you appear on radar, but it's too late for them to escape, and that's when you take down the cargo hauler. I'm really excited about these missions because the high mission zones will unlock further options for anyone to make really cool missions, both PvE and PvP related.
many of these new missions have a chance to spawn an ace pilot.
Scouts just picked up a ship that we've tagged as extremely dangerous.
They are either aligned with the headhunters or the UEE. You won't always know when they're going to arrive. So they will always be a sort of rogue variable inside those missions that you'll have to deal with.
Talk to me about their skill level.
Oh yeah, their skills crank. I can't crank it any harder. So I think you can. So skilled is definitely their name.
And if you are lucky enough to be able to take him out, you can loot his corpse and he will have some considerable amount of guild scrip on him. These scrip are in-game items that you can pick up and collect. You are getting 1 scrip for the council and 1 scrip for the mercenary guild. And you can use them as currency for collector missions. He really, really wants these guild scrip. As part of Invictus, we are adding our very first ones as a kind of scavenger hunt around the halls.
Cool.
We're also giving them away as mission rewards for the new combat missions. So there will be even more ways to get those new collector ships. Oh, there's also new collector ships this patch, but I don't know what they are.
I do.
Of course, it wouldn't be Invictus without visiting the Invictus halls.
This year's Invictus Launch Week returns to Area 18.
All right.
As you're in the shuttle and approaching the Battle Convention Center, you get met with the new slogan of this year's Invictus. As you walk out of the shuttle, we walk into the lobby and we take the elevator down. We get met with the beautiful hologram of the mighty Idris itself. As we're walking further into the halls, you'll be able to find all the new ships for this year's Invictus. We can see that this year's Invictus looks a little bit different than what we're used to. This year Invictus will not feature different daily layouts, but instead has a better, well-crafted layout for the entire duration of Invictus.
Good.
We can see that there's extra care being taken in the presentation of the ships.
Good.
This really shows the might of the UEE.
Well, that's good that
At the
they
entrance
upgraded
of
the hall
halls,
on Area
You can
18.
see the rental kiosks. This is where you'll this year be able to rent the various ships.
Smart.
Make sure to return to these kiosks as they are on a daily/bi-daily rotation. Invictus this year is not just about ships, but it's about the way that you customize your ships. How you create.
Yeah, this is great. This is awesome. They have like a parts expedition expedition. They have like a parts area that you can go to. They've got the rented kiosks, which are nice. I've been fooling around with stealth fits lately, which is interesting to try and test things out to see how close I can get up to people without them noticing me. And I've been using this for people interested in that. Let me get you the link for some really valuable information here that I think might help you out on stealth fits. Check it out. I've been trying to fiddle around with it a little bit with some success.
Your own experience with your vehicles and how you truly make your vehicles your own.
Not daft.
So let's check out the Idris tour at Area 18 Central. As you walk and you look up, you can already see that the Idris is hanging straight above. We'll go towards the IO North Tower.
And they did the stress test on May 4th, which we're going to watch too. I think Foxy Loxy's got a video of this. And also Hybrid has an update on the size 4 lasers. The effects and the sounds should be very interesting.
And take the elevators up. As we continue over the platform, we get met with the Idris itself. Please take some time to explore. I'm super excited about Invictus this year. I think we've done something a little bit unexpected. I think the way that everything came together really clicked this year.
What's up,
I hope that the players will also see the care and love that we put into making this year's Invictus special. Cool.
Well, thanks for chilling with us, bud.
411 is a big suite of ship combat content. It's been a little while since we've gotten to do something like this. We've heard some of the criticism that sometimes we're FPS citizen, and we hope this goes some way to help address it.
How do you feel having this patch sit on your shoulders?
I think it's a lot of pressure, but it's also very, very motivating. There's a lot of work to do, but we know we can do it. Just got to get it done.
I like that, dude.
And as you can see, this year's Invictus is going to operate just a little differently than years before. Now, in addition to the more than 60 new mission contracts being added to Alpha 411, there's also a new way to earn secondary currency for Wicklow and, in the future, his guild brethren, new ace pilots to test the mettle of our greatest flyers, and then, of course, our first tour of the Idris Peacekeeper and a more robust convention center than ever before. One that loses the rotating inventory to highlight all the ships arriving at this year's event simultaneously. There's also those new flight blades y'all have been talking about online, and even some weapon and item packs that'll let you breathe new life into existing vehicles like never before. You can learn all about that stuff on the robertsspaceindustries.com website as the event starts proper on May 15th. And then it continues to cycle through all of our manufacturers every 2 days until the end of the event. That part stays the same. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development with you, and we'll start learning about the last 4 vehicles making their debut at this year's event next week. And then the week after. It's a 2-week thing.
All right, very excited for Invictus coming up. The Asgard shown here. We're going to show that